Very nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you.
Even though we're zooming it here, but at least we get little face to face. Yeah, I wanted to meet you, and I wanted to congratulate you personally on being one of our scholarship winners. A well-deserved one too, by the way. Uh,
Thank you.
yeah, we had a good team working on this. This wasn't something I just went in and said, pick this one. I trusted our team to, use the criteria we had set forward to go through it, and you checked a lot of the boxes, pretty much all of them. So I did want to congratulate you. So wow, not even a month before law school starts?
Yeah, I move in 1 month and orientation starts. 1 month from this day, actually, on the 14th.
Oh boy, are you excited?
Yeah, I'm very excited. I'm excited. I've lived in the LA area my whole life, so I'm very excited to move up to the Bay and kind of experience a new location and setting as well as, starting school.
Yeah, well, the Berkeley area is beautiful.
Yeah, definitely. I got to visit over my spring break this year for, like an admitted students event, and it was really beautiful. And I'm just scared about the weather. I think it'll be colder than I'm used to, but it'll be a nice change of pace. It'll be fun to experience a new place and, new styles of learning and all of that.
Yeah, that's great. Well, you had a very impressive undergraduate career there at
Thank
UCLA.
you. Mm-hmm.
Very, very, very well academically, and I was very impressed with all the stuff you were involved in, the theater club, I believe.
Yes, I was very involved in the theater club on campus.
Did you do any acting?
I mostly did tech theater, so I stage managed a lot of shows. And I did some production management, which is more looking at helping the tech people, like the people who build the sets and do the lights, helping them with their budget and coordinating between those departments. So I did more of the behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah, well, that's great. That's great. When I was much younger, I was a big college. I still am a college basketball fan, but way back in the day, UCLA was my favorite team when they had Kareem and then Bill Walton.
Oh, of course. Yeah. I'm a huge UCLA basketball fan. My mom actually went to UCLA, so I was raised on UCLA sports, Bruin athletics. We went to all the basketball games and the football games when I was younger too. So I'm also very big
That's great.
UCLA.
It's exciting to go to a school like that with all that kind of cool stuff going on. So, Isabella, tell me just a little bit more. Your essay was very well written, by the way.
Thank you.
Tell me a little bit more about the self-help center that you.
Oh, yeah. It's a really great program. I think they have them in other counties in California too, but just obviously I worked in LA counties. So there are these centers in the courthouses where basically you'll have one or two attorneys and one or two paralegals and then a bunch of volunteers and interns, and they help people fill out their own forms. So for people who can't afford lawyers or who can't afford their own legal representation, but still need help navigating the system, who need help choosing, sometimes we have people come in and they know something bad is happening to them, but they don't know, how to deal with it, like which restraining order to get. Or if they come in, they're getting served eviction, they don't even know what the first steps are. They just have, this paperwork that they've been served. So they come into our center and we're able to point them to, what response paperwork you have to file or, what the correct thing you want to ask for is in, court orders and stuff. And so we're not allowed to give them legal advice. So we kind of have to be very neutral and we're not allowed to say, I think you should do this and I think you should do that, because we're not obviously their attorney. They don't have power of attorney or like confidentiality, but we are able to guide them into saying, this is the right form for you to fill out, and this is what a correctly filled out form should look like and what it should include. And so that way they're able to, their paperwork won't get rejected, or the judge will understand what they've written and, why they're asking for certain orders and all that. So yeah, it's a really great program. I volunteered up until recently. There was an AmeriCorps program that helped staff these centers. Obviously, they're having some trouble keeping AmeriCorps funding intact right now, but
I see that. That's a shame.
And it's too bad. But so it's an AmeriCorps program actually too, which is nice because, you're getting to volunteer yourself and learn about legal things and be in a courthouse. And then also it's AmeriCorps service, which comes with a lot of its own benefits, right? They treat their members very well. They have very robust programs for their members. So it was a really great program for me to participate in because I got a lot out of it, both from being at the courthouse and then also from AmeriCorps, they do career counseling and wellness programs and stuff for their members. So it was really great. I was really glad I participated in that.
That's great experience, and it reminded me, even though it was many, many, many years ago, my last year of law school, I got talked into doing a volunteer position in landlord-tenant court. It's a long story how that happened, but myself and a couple other law students did it, and it reminded me of that because there were people that were there, and they just had no experience for the most part with the law, and they didn't quite understand what they were supposed to do or why they were even there. And a lot of times it's like, well, you're not paying your rent. That's why you're here.
That a lot as well.
There were other problems too. People that there were housing violations, and there was unsafe and unhealthy living situations. The same thing. We couldn't give them legal advice, but just trying to kind of guide them through the process a little bit, the paperwork part of it. So. And I was interested and impressed how in your essay you mentioned that you thought you might have made some maybe clerical errors or something in the paperwork, and whoever you're working with there said, look, that's not the main thing here. Getting some help for these folks is what's important. We can wind our way through that kind of stuff. So that's great. So good for you.
Thank you.
What is your primary interest in law school? I see you'd like to get into public service law when you get out, but what are you thinking?
I'm primarily interested in working with children and families, both through, obviously when I worked at the center, there was a lot of moms and children that came in, a lot of domestic violence situations, and I always found that really rewarding. And I've also just worked with kids my whole life, outside of a more academic setting. I used to teach theater when I was in high school, and I have worked at a summer camp every summer since I was in high school. So I love working with kids, but I knew I didn't really want to be a teacher necessarily. And so I think that going into public interest law, I'm definitely interested in things that primarily benefit or have working with mothers, children, families. So I know that there is a need often for guardian ad litem or minor counsel. There are some family law cases where the child needs their own representation or a party to speak for them.
Right.
And I know that a lot of public interest organizations will provide those for different parties. And I'm also interested in education policy or education advocacy. I know there is a subsection of legal practice where, for people who need special education or who, special needs children who aren't having their needs met by schools and do then retain an attorney and have to go through a legal route to kind of get what they deserve from schools in terms of accommodations. I know that's also its own kind of subfield. So I don't have 100% picked out yet, but I definitely want to explore working with children, families.
Yeah, it's interesting you say that. My wife is a superior criminal court judge in New York State here, and she's been doing that for 8 years. And one of her observations and frustrations is how these young people that end up, at age 19, 20, 21 in the criminal justice system, she delves into through probation reports and things, the background of a lot of these young folks, and very sadly, the vast majority of them had pretty rough childhoods. They not a lot of guidance, not a lot of help, exposed to violence early on, and she always tries to take that into account when figuring out, well, what role did that play in getting this young man or woman here in front of me, charged with something that's serious. Right. It has to be dealt with in the law, but dealing with it at the roots when they're young
Mhm.
is so important. So I give you a lot of credit, and I hope that's tough work, and it unfortunately doesn't pay what it probably should pay, but
Right.
it's good stuff. It's good stuff. So well, that's great. I wish you well. I mean, with given your background, I'm sure you're gonna, law school is challenging. It's difficult stuff, but
Yeah.
you've got the background for it, and you've got the right mindset for it. So you're gonna excel. I just know that. So
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I know. I'm looking forward to I guess, how do I say this? Kind of a new challenge in that way. Like, I know it's obviously going to be a little more work than probably some of my undergrad was, but I feel like I'm looking forward to it, to like pushing myself in that way. So
yeah,
lots to be excited about.
yeah, you'll see some of it. You're gonna say, I really have no interest in this at all, but other stuff you will. So it's it's a balance. It's a balance of that.
For sure. Yeah.
Well, listen, you don't have that much summer vacation time left, so I hope you're enjoying it. I hope you're having some fun before you head out there to Berkeley. And once again, on behalf of myself personally and the Barnes firm, we want to congratulate you, and you're a worthy recipient, very much so.
Thank you so much. Yes, I appreciate it so much. I was very excited and I got the email and everything, and it's so helpful. It's, that much less money I have to take out in loans.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. All right, Isabella, very nice to meet you and to talk with you. And once again, best of luck. You're gonna do great.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And
Okay.
thank you for taking the
Take
time
care,
to talk.
Isabella. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye. Have a good night.
Yeah, you too.